It's easier to do something always or never than to do it sometimes. Like if you say yes to some things and not others, that's actually more offensive to people than it is if you just say no to everything.
I'm third year, so I'm preparing to match next year. Taking step 2, because of where I'm at right now, I just feel like I need to like push it a little more. Still have not rescheduled them yet.
I mean, what you're trying to accomplish is ambitious, right? Like your score realistically is probably in like bottom 1% to start.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to
Yes.
get to like the top 10%, right? I love the ambition.
Okay.
Saying no to as many things that aren't like you studying for the next like 8 weeks is probably I'm going to be that guy and just tell you like, you probably should just do that.
I realized that like this time I kind of let everybody know that just for 2 months or 3 months, this is my priority.
If that's true,
Everything
then
to
I
put
would
aside.
just kind of like create a hard line and just say, you know what, like this is it. Like I used to tell my friends,
Okay.
I do not go out after 9 p.m. period. Right? Because I like went to bed really early. And I held to that. But like once I like stayed out late and then like they were like, yeah, wait, dude, you just like went out. Like what's going on? Like why can't you go out this weekend? Like that was okay, but like not this. Like that was worse. See what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
yeah, it's almost like a rules of, probably not the same, but rules of gambling. Like you win
for
once or
sure. Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Much better to gamble never than to do it like, just twice. Like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like it becomes a very slippery slope.
I think really right now, the most important thing, because I feel like with the mental fatigue, rereading the question, I talked to Eunice about this too. It's probably because of the content gap, a lot of it. And so a lot of time I'm reading the question, like, I don't know what the heck is going on.
The most important thing is that what you learn, you have to make sure that actually is improving your score. And so when you study, you want to get at least 80% on that thing, and you want to do it in a day. And the best way to do that is, like cover the entire thing, like find all the information relevant in first aid, make cards on all of it, and then make sure that like you ideally within like only 3 or maybe 4, 5 question blocks, you can get to 80% on 10 consecutive questions. So that is the first and most important thing.
So I've been doing that. But then like I'm on this kind of like Anki hamster wheel. We were talking about that too, because I'm like, to be able to make every single thing possible on the first day, right?
I know, but you're not really getting to 80% fast enough. So we got to figure out why what the reason for that is. So it took you 6 blocks to get to 80% on myocardial cardio. Right?
Okay.
I want that to be 3 or 4. Arrhythmias, same thing. Actually, arrhythmias is like the bigger one, right? So because you got 60-40, and then you got 60-40, 40-60, right? And then it goes all the way here, 80-100. So it took you 10 blocks to get there. Now, in fairness, arrhythmias is pretty tough. And then like mixed, it took you a while. You actually
I still
never
have not.
There. Yeah. We generally tell people expect about a 10-point improvement per month. But you're looking for like a 30-point improvement per month, right? So that's big.
Gotcha.
Those are really big jumps. So the risk that you make, the risk that you have if you try to make an unrealistic or like a really ambitious jump is that you make an even smaller jump, because you're going to be trying to cram so much in that you end up cutting corners, and the cutting corners is what kills people, right? So really the question that we need to answer is, why aren't you getting 80% in like 3 or 4 blocks? There's something about the way that you're making cards, and we can look at that briefly. But there's something, and my guess is that it's probably a shopping list thing. Let's look. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program, where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team, where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back, and if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently. So this one, what was the reason that you missed this one? Was it that I'm going to guess it's because you misdiagnosed it. What did you think?
Yes.
You thought it was like SVB?
Because I thought, I think this is PSVB. That's why I put adenosine.
I see. But you didn't, so you missed that it was wide.
Yeah, that is the only, like, I look at the EKG. It's just crazy because I didn't even
Okay, that's okay.
probably barely look at the question. And then I was just like, oh, EKG. This is a drug that I know. Bam.
I see.
That's what
Okay,
I think.
yeah. So it sounds like you are not very skilled yet at reading EKGs. Is that fair?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And so if that's true, then what we need to make sure is that your cards and your learning after that reflect that. Differences. So this is okay. Review the antiarrhythmia drugs. Okay, so those are fine. However, if you had known that this was VTAC, would you have known that the answer was amiodarone?
Um, Not
No. Okay.
quite
Okay.
at
That's totally okay.
that point when I took the
No, that's totally
question.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you needed to know both A, how to read an EKG, B, about the different arrhythmias in the first place, and C, how to treat them. Is that right?
Okay.
So one of those
Yes.
is a skill, and two of those things is knowledge. Yeah. And then some of it is like training and recognition
Yes.
and things like that. Okay, great. And so yeah, you see how I'm stopping here on the shopping list, right? Like, because that is the shopping list. So the way that you improve your score faster is that you go from holding a hammer and everything is a nail to you have like you can like laser focus, I don't know, like Star Wars style, like you can just spot the specific thing that you're weak at and then target that specific thing with either a drill or an Anki card or something. You're kind of like, you strike me as someone who has a strong mindset, right? You take feedback well. You don't take things personally. You also strike me as someone who's like good at setting boundaries and also works really hard, right? My guess is you're probably
I
smart.
hope so by this
Yeah,
time. I don't know. I have to work very hard to make up for my mom praying a lot of time I joke because I feel like, gosh, I can't remember anything.
it's fair. It's fair. And I think that the issue though is that you've solved a lot of problems by just working harder up until this point. Is that fair? Like just
Yes.
grinding more, right? Sacrificing more, working harder, outworking other people, right? That works to a point. The issue is that what you're trying to do is to get a really big jump in your score in a very short period of time. The best way to accomplish that is to be very precise in how it is that you are solving your problems. Because right now, you're solving all problems with like kind of like a one size fits all solution. You'll get there eventually, like you are getting there, right? But it took you 10 blocks in arrhythmias to get there.
Yes. And my problem with that is like, I start to run out of
Right.
question, right? And then these question, I already done it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not really truly
Yeah.
assess
So
my score.
you have an issue of shopping list. So what that means is that you need to make cards or do drills that are specific to the things you got wrong. So for example, if you don't know how to read an EKG, you could make as many cards that you just made and you will still never solve that problem. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Right?
Correct.
And so like you have to be very good at taking a big problem and breaking it into smaller problems. And I can tell you as a parent, that's one of the best skills to learn from like I'm going to teach my kid how to do this thing kind of perspective, because
Mm-hmm.
like not every problem that your child has with school is going to be solved with you just need to read a book. And if you solve all problems with only one way of doing it, it takes forever to solve those problems. So one of the reasons why I think you've had to sort of outwork other people so long is that you were solving all problems with the same technique.
I take it. Maybe that's the reason why I don't see it yet. So I might have to do a little reflecting myself.
One of the mistakes I see people make is that their expectations of themselves are too unrealistic. So they'll say like, "Oh, if I just was smarter, then I should be able to do this." It's like, no. It's like if you, I mean, the way that I would do so much that it would be unreasonable for me not to get this question correct is that I would make cards on like wide versus narrow. I would make cards on all of the rhythm strips. I would make cards in addition to that on like what the rhythm strip is, plus the vitals, plus like what the treatment would be. And then only then, when I saw a question like this, then I'd be like, oh, okay, that's easy.
Okay.
That's what I would do. In addition, I would just make a lot more PC cards. Just like that's a
PC
really
card.
easy way to improve your interpretations really quickly. And then in addition to that, if
Okay.
you're struggling with timing, just set a timer for 2 minutes and never let yourself spend more than 2 minutes on a question. And you just reset it every question. All right, Catherine. It was really
Yes.
good to see you. And I covered a lot here. The biggest one is I would focus on the shopping list, and Eunice can help you a lot with a lot of the other stuff, like with sort of more of the details.
If you're putting in the hours but your knowledge isn't accumulating, it's not about studying more. It's about building a system where nothing you learn gets forgotten. In this video, I break down the exact framework to make that happen and get you on track for a 260 plus in step 2. Click here to watch it next.